All right,
Yeah.
let's talk a little bit about some winners and losers from this game. Who stands out to you in either direction? There's obviously more winners than losers. What do you think? My friend Kyle Posey did a great article in Niners Nation, 12 winners and 5 losers. I'll tell you who he's got. But go ahead, Raj. Who you got a big winner or a big loser from the Monday night?
There's so many you can choose from. Big winner was Jauan Jennings, man. That guy, 7 touchdowns in 7 games. Early in the season, we were sitting here saying, "What are you doing? Grow up." He's crashing out against Kyle Shanahan, throwing tantrums on the sideline, talking about, "Oh, my ribs, I played with like 20 broken." Remember that? And he's calling people out, and I'm just like, "Oh, Jennings, what are you doing? You asked for all this money in the offseason, and now you're not living up to it." He came back, he got healthy. Whatever he did, he cleared his mind. This man has been in an absolute tear. This guy is a huge winner. Brandon Ayuk, he's looked silly the last couple of weeks. He gone. Jauan Jennings is going to make a lot of money this offseason. Whether it's with the Niners or not, I don't know. But Jauan Jennings, to me, is a huge winner every week. Clutch catches, touchdowns. He's a dog, and he does all the intangible stuff. He's the villain. He's the Grinch. This man pump faked the fan. Got the touchdown.
I know, that was so awesome.
After the game, he said she wasn't wearing any Niner gear. That's what you get. I love this guy.
That was the best.
He, to me, is my biggest winner of the game. And love Jennings.
Anybody that the opponent, any player on your team that the opponents can't stand has to be one of your favorite players.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you have a guy in your team that the teams that you play can't stand, that should be a guy that you love. How about this for last night for Jennings? Every catch he made either resulted in a first down or a touchdown.
Wow.
How about that?
The stat,
dude is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Jennings is so money. I agree with you. Pay him. Pay this guy. Figure it out. Don't go monster 20 million plus, but how about 2 years and 33 million or something? I don't know, with some bonuses. Something. Give him his 15, 16 million, whatever.
Give him his bread.
Yeah, this guy, come on, man. This guy's got to get his cake. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's one guy. He's one of the winners. I'm going to say one of the big losers. Now, granted, it's tough anytime you're winning on the road and your quarterback's playing great. But Luke Farrell. I mean, Luke Farrell almost got Brock Purdy's elbow ripped out again. You're a blocking tight end. You can't severely miss blocks on the line of scrimmage to get your quarterback keyholed when you're a blocking fucking tight end. You block. You can't run. You can't catch. You block. And if you can't block, it's time to move. It's time to get out of here. So I talked to him earlier this year. Decent guy. He lucked out on this play because the ball popped up right to him. Could have been a disaster. What if Purdy had his elbow ripped out again? I mean, come on, Luke Farrell. You're a blocking tight end. Remember that. Remember, you are a blocking tight end. Block.
I know. He's bad.
That was bad.
That's one. Okay.
I'll give you another loser on the
Go ahead.
I don't like the way Diamador Lenore is playing this year.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, he's just like, first of all, Luter got picked on quite a bit, but Lenore just seems like his ball skills are not quite what they were. I don't know. It's weird. I feel like he was a better player a year ago, and that he should continue to be ascending. He should continue to get better. He's not at that age yet where he should have crested the hill. I don't know. Maybe it's his weight distribution's not quite right, but he's not. I don't know. I mean, to me, it just seems like his urgency is a little off sometimes. He's given more room than he needs to. He's taking chances he doesn't need to. He's missing tackles he shouldn't miss. I don't know, man. There's some weird vibe about Lenore this year that just doesn't quite feel like he's on his game.
Yeah,
Do you sense that?
I agree with that. Like, I don't see him making impact plays. He's supposed to be an impact player captain. I mean, I don't think he's like playing horribly because he's on an island. They're not throwing to him, but when they do throw to him, he's let up a few plays that I'm like, okay, you should have had it. And to me, the biggest issue with Lenore, I'm okay if he gives up a few yards here and there, whatever, if he's playing low. It's the penalties, man. He's really drawing a lot of penalties, and that
Yeah.
to me
He's getting
is
kind of
the
grabby.
He's been grabby, and I feel like he hasn't been like that lockdown corner that I thought he was going to be. I feel a lot of it is, the pass rush. He played. I think he also played better when Fred was out there. Like he just knew where Fred was going to be, and he knew where he was going to be. I think that's a big part of it. So maybe some of these newer players that are in the lineup kind of maybe throws his timing off, because I have noticed his timing has been off. But the penalties, he's got to clear that up. I wouldn't say he's horrible, but yeah, you expect him to be Pro Bowl caliber, and he hasn't played at that caliber. So I like that one. That's a good one.
Big winner. Big winner. I got to throw one more big win. I mean, I don't want to just be the losers. I want to throw a winner.
Yeah.
One big winner is, I think, Ji'Ayir Brown.
Yeah.
That forced fumble on the kickoff. I mean, look, we can't talk enough about the importance of turnovers, and thus anybody who causes turnovers has to be celebrated at a really high level. The Niners this is going to be the key for them the rest of the way. How many times can they take it away? And I love that play. Ji'Ayir came running over. The tackle was secured. Now, he could have helped with the tackle, but he said, "No, what? Screw that." He came with intent. He literally was staring at the ball, and he was aiming his punch, and he got good elevation and punched down on it. And it's the kind of heads up play. It's the kind of play that's going to win the Niners a Super Bowl, man. They are going to win the Super Bowl this year if their defense continues to make plays like that. And so I want to celebrate that, and I want to celebrate him and Mustafa, because I think those two guys are maybe the key guys.
They've been stepping up. You got to give a lot of credit to Ji'Ayir Brown, man. This guy, we've said it weeks ago, this guy got demoted. He lost his job. People wrote about, people were like, "Get this bum off my team." People were just not a fan of Ji'Ayir Brown. He's turned it around, and he's become a relentless player. Salah says it all the time, play with intent, and that's exactly what he means. Go, run, and chase after the ball. That's Fred Warner ball. Fred Warner always has the peanut punch, right? And you could Ji'Ayir Brown was looking at that ball. He wanted one thing, and knocked that out of his hands, and he got it. He has played absolutely fantastic, Larry. A couple weeks ago, he was the Defensive Player of the Week. Unbelievable. This guy has turned his career around. When he got drafted by the Niners, I thought he was going to be this big playmaker. He wasn't, and then he got hurt, and I think that humbled him a little bit. This season, he's been a playmaker. I love Ji'Ayir Brown. That's a good one. I'm going to keep it with a winner. I got a couple of them. The rookies, man, they're really starting to hit their stride. It's been an up and down season for him, but there's a guy yesterday that was all over the field. There's a couple of guys that I could mention, but one guy in particular, I want to stick to the secondary, because I know we talked about how Lenore, he's struggling. But there's a guy, man, Upton Stout. Oh my God, awesome. He was literally all over the field. Wherever the ball was, he was there. C ball, B ball. This man was every single place. He's a dog. Like, he's gonna have some ups and downs. He's gonna, give you some bad plays here and there. But man, when he's on and he makes plays, it is fantastic. He's got a heart of like a lion. This guy is tough. He's gonna be a good football player. He's already
got this raw athleticism and violence to his game. He's a small guy, but he's violent.
He plays huge, man. He plays 10 times bigger than him, and you could just see like the skills he has. He's gonna be a good player, Larry. I really like Upton Stout. And then
I love him. Yeah, he's
I'm gonna
great.
give you one more good one.
Yeah,
it's a duo. The two rookie defensive linemen, the interior line, Larry. They got a bright future. They're starting to hit their stride. Alfred Collins and C.J. West both get their first sack of their career. Both have looked really good over the last couple of weeks. They got pressures. C.J. West, 4 pressures and a sack. He's starting to become the QB hunter that we all imagined when the season started, when we drafted him. Alfred Collins has been a fantastic rookie, but he's getting better. Strip sack was huge. And DJ West, man. So CJ West, those two guys, they're going to be so much fun together in the middle. So those two are other winners from this game for me.
I love CJ West, the strength that he showed on his sack. I mean, he was getting combo blocked. He split it, and they stayed with him, and he carried them to the quarterback's face mask. He carried 2 offensive linemen to the quarterback's dome. Yeah. I mean, it was an awesome play, man. It was an awesome play. And Collins is coming on. What they really got in those 2 guys are 2 really good people. So, they're really good ethics. They really want to be good. They work hard. Like, it means a lot to CJ West. It means a lot to Alfred Collins. I'm going to give you one that I don't like saying, but I have to say it because I'm just honest. One of my favorite guys on this team is Tatum Bethune. But my biggest concern right now with the Niners is not the O-line. I even said it to you 3 weeks ago. We talked about big concerns. I said the Niners linebackers' inability to cover is I think going to be their undoing. If they wind up losing, it's going to be because of that. Bethune was only in man coverage a little bit. He gave up 5 receptions for 54 yards and a pair of first downs. Then he walked off the field with an injury. They brought in Kendricks, and Kendricks had to guard Tyler Warren. Kendricks gave up a 19-yarder to Tyler Warren. He allowed another 8-yard reception to Warren. And I realize Kendricks has not been playing, but Gifford can't cover. Bethune's not good in coverage. Kendricks is not good in coverage. The numbers from last year were horrid. That's my major concern. If I were the Niners, I would literally still be looking at other teams' practice squads for one more linebacker because they don't have enough coverage linebackers. Their linebackers can't cover. Now, you can have one guy, but here's the thing. You got to go find a coverage linebacker. Why? Because if you do what I think you can do, which is have Brock Purdy score 35 points, you're going to have teams passing against you in the second half, and you're going to need to take the Tatum Bethunes and the Eric Kendrickses off the field and replace them with somebody who can cover because they're going to be throwing the ball exclusively if you get what you want. So go pretend that you believe that you're going to have big leads and go find a coverage linebacker on somebody's practice squad. I like Chandler Martin and Eugene Asante. They're young players, but they got to find somebody. They got to find somebody because, and other teams are doing it right now. Other teams are picking off practice squad players from other teams. It's happened today all around the league.
Yeah.
I love Bethune, but man, the Niner linebackers can't cover, and it's a problem, man. Now, you don't have to have a full-time guy who can cover, but at least if you had a guy on your bench that you could, go to if you got a 14-point lead and put him in there as a coverage linebacker. Or maybe it's Jason Pinnock. Maybe it's Ji'Ayir. Maybe it's a safety. I don't know. They got to think outside the box because their linebackers cannot cover well enough. And it has to be a question for Robert Saleh. Next time I get to talk to Saleh, I've got to ask him about what do you do? Because you can't help these guys cover. They're doing the best they can. They just don't run well. They don't cover well. That's a concern. That is a concern. That to me was a big negative.
That definitely was. And you could tell Philip Rivers was, shout out to Phil. He came in surgical on those first few drives and he saw it. He saw the liability and he was just going over the middle every time. If Philip Rivers, he's amazing. Teams are going to see that. They're going to study the film and they're going to be like, all we got to do is pass it against Tatum Bethune, who's very slow, doesn't have the coverage. And then he hurt his ankle on top of it. So it's like he's battling through an ankle injury. He's going to be playing with the bulky ankle throughout the rest of the couple of months, the couple of weeks in the playoffs. And he's slow. And I think that hampered him a little bit. I think, he wasn't 100%. He played through it. You could tell he just wasn't getting to the ball. I said definitely a liability because when we play teams, they're going to know. The Rams are going to know it. They're going to sit there and say, all right, we're just going to throw over the middle. We'll put Puka in the slot, go over the middle, Puka in the slot, over the middle, Kyron Williams. They'll eat us up. So definitely was a liability. But I'm going to switch back to something positive. You know what? Demarcus Robinson got his first touchdown as a
he looks good.
He looked good yesterday. That was good. We had questions about who's going to step up with Ricky Pearsall out. And Demarcus Robinson played pretty good yesterday. He's made some catches here and there. But yesterday was a good game, and his touchdown. That's good, man. The Niners just plugging and playing, people. And you also got to say, just in general, the 49ers offense in general was a win because Thomas Morstead, back-to-back weeks, he ain't punting. This man was bored on the sidelines. He's talking to Pat McAfee. He's stretching. He's playing with the ball. This man had nothing to do, Larry.
Nothing.
He bored, bro.
Seriously.
The was bored.
I'll give you another winner. Philip Rivers.
Yeah.
My God. And here he is. I'm going to share the screen on this little thing.
That's a good one, yeah.
Here's a post game deal. Look at this here.
Good game, man.
Honored to be able to play out here with you, man.
You're on fire,
So
man. You're
cool.
fun to watch.
I appreciate it. Yes, sir.
Keep rolling.
Appreciate it.
You forget how fun Wednesday and Thursday are. Just being on the practice field. Good. I actually feel good.
Do you?
Yeah, I actually do. I feel good. 53.
Just looking for interest.
Winners, yeah.
For a second, appreciate it. Thank you so much.
I'm sure he hated that.
Yeah.
Hey, you knew it from the earlier check?
Yeah, I did.
Golly.
I heard you checking. You hit him over there.
I hit him on that side.
Yeah.
Good play.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
No,
Now that's
To
cool.
be able to play out here with you, man.
You're on fire.
That's
man. You're
that.
fun to watch.
I appreciate it. Yes, sir.
Keep it rolling.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Thanks, man.
You forget how fun Wednesday and Thursday are. Just being on the practice field.
It was
Is
so.
everybody good?
This was cool. Watching Rivers do his thing, and I when I first heard it, I thought, man, this is stupid. This is guys after the limelight. He's chasing his glory. He just loves to play, man. He loves to play, and he still can play. So
he played good, man. I mean, I know a lot of
he
people.
played well.
I know a lot of people say, "Oh, he doesn't have the arm strength." He's 44. He still was swinging it. But the thing about it, he's so smart, bro. Like it just shows.
He's audibling tons.
Yeah, it was crazy. The thing that what I notice is quarterbacks nowadays, the young quarterbacks compared to like back then, we had some amazing quarterbacks going to war every week, and we took it for granted because now it's like, man, we see bad quarterback play. This guy came in, he hadn't played in weeks, Larry, or years, sorry, and he's
5 years.
5 years. He went into the Seattle game with 2 days of practice. He played pretty good against them, and then this week he had a week to prep, and he looked unbelievable this week. I mean, this guy has been on the couch. He's older. It's not like he's sitting there exercising. I mean, I'm sure he keeps himself,
He's coaching high school, but I mean, come on, man.
Well, he's a coach on that. So you could tell he was on the sideline having fun, coaching the players up. This guy played pretty damn good for not having played in 5 years. And I'll tell you this. I think I think he could play next year. If I'm just throwing this out in the atmosphere. If the 49ers trade away Mac Jones.
Oh, no.
You could get Phillip Rivers on your back.
I'll say this, dude. I'll say this.
In the backup, just sitting, collecting his insurance and coaching, helping Kyle coach.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? It 3 weeks ago I would have said that's crazy talk, but you know what? After watching that, is you going to find somebody better?
I'm telling you, man.
Nobody's going to be better. I mean, if you had Mac Jones, it'd be better, but Mac Jones is going to cost you a lot of money, and you're probably going to trade Mac Jones in the offseason. Yeah, I'd be open to that. I absolutely would be open to that. I mean, it would be great for Curtis Rourke. Could you imagine?
Yeah, man.
If you had Curtis Rourke. Hey, Curtis Rourke. By the way, we're gonna have a guy in the room who can basically like tutor you.
Imagine?
Practice. I mean, it'd be great. And Brock Purdy.
My favorite part of the whole thing. My favorite part of the whole thing, Larry. He looks at his family. He had a whole luxury box rented out. His family's so big. He probably called yo, my family's coming. I need a whole press suite, like a press.
Did you see what he said to Lynch? I mean, Lynch is like, he's like, yeah, my young girls my young girls have never seen me play. He's like, of course, my oldest girl, she has kids now, and she's like, whoa, you have kids that are too young to see you play, and you have grandkids at the same time. I mean, it's unbelievable.